What's up, everybody? My name is Tim Ruswick, and yesterday was a ton of fun. So we did something a little bit different on our stream. I jumped in the voice chat on Discord, and we had a community discussion about things that people felt were relevant. And we talked about all kinds of different things. But one of the topics that we came on, and this has turned into more of a rant on my part than it did a discussion, but it was the idea of how many copies that you're going to sell with your indie game. And so a lot of people are upset in this day and age about indie apocalypse, about Steam not being viable anymore. When you put a game on there, it's so hard to get noticed. About, there's so many crap games getting released all the time. How do you actually get yours out there? And I went on a rant about how you sell 0 copies by default. And this is actually something I was surprised that a lot of people didn't understand, because coming from the marketing world, I got hired a lot by companies to sell their product because their product wasn't selling. They would come to me and I would help them sell their product. So going through all that and learning all that and doing that for companies for many years, it was just something that I kind of picked up. Yeah, you sell 0 copies by default all the time. But for some reason, when it comes to artists or game developers or musicians, especially people that are new to the industry, they have a hard time believing that you sell 0 copies by default. There's no magical bump you get. You don't get a bunch of free promotion from anybody. Nobody gives you a golden ticket. By default, every time, all the time, you sell 0 copies. Personally, I don't think that's a bad thing. And I think anybody that expects Steam to market your game or Xbox to market your game or any of these platforms to do your marketing for you, I think you're doing it wrong. I think you're making a huge mistake, because if you expect to just work 2 years on a game, hit publish, and then make money, that's not going to happen. And the days of it happening are long gone. If you do that now, you are going to waste your time. There's too much. I think there's 100 games coming out on Steam every day. If you release a game today, you're competing with 100 other games for visibility. 100. That may not seem like a lot, but I wouldn't scroll through 100 games to just find something halfway interesting. I don't even scroll through the news section anymore. There's too much. So I just want to ingrain in your head that by default, if all else the same, right? If nothing else happens, if you don't do anything, you sell 0 copies. And I don't mean that as a bad thing. I actually personally think it's a good thing. I think it means I'm in control of my destiny. I think it means if I can figure out a better way to market, or a way to reach more people, or some kind of gimmick in my game that can make it get shared more, or I can write a Reddit post, or I can figure out the things that I need to do to get this in front of more people, I can sell more copies. I can put in more work and I can get more results. I like that. I like that opportunity. I like the fact that I'm in control of my own destiny, that I'm flying my own ship. I happen to really, really, really like that. A lot of people don't. A lot of people are upset that their game's not selling, and they'll blame it on all kinds of stuff. They'll blame it on politics. They'll blame it on the economy. They'll blame it on all kinds of stuff. They'll say, well, it would sell better if that other game didn't come out at the same time. Well, it would sell better if I would go on Xbox instead of Steam. No. It's up to you to sell your game. That's your responsibility as a developer. There are lots of ways to do it. I have a ton of videos on the channel about how to do it. It's something that you have to understand, that by default, you will ship 0 units. And it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. Just realize it up front and put in the work. Look at marketing like a feature of your game. It's not something you do afterwards, and not something you do 3 months from launch. It is a feature of your game. You need to build it into your game. That's how you do it. That's how you ship more than 0 units. So that was a hell of a little rant that I did. If you want to feel the full discussion and the full rant that I did, you can check out the video of the stream yesterday. It's about an hour or two in when we start our discussion. We play Xenosis for a little while, and the developer joins us and talks about a lot of cool stuff, including what it's like to work with Microsoft on Xbox and Sony and Nintendo and all that stuff. So it was a really interesting discussion. I recommend you watch it. It's kind of long, so if you want to skip until the discussion. I totally understand. But my name is Tim Roswick, and I will see you again tomorrow.